What up, world? It's your boy Big Willie, aka the Pac Mac. Oh my goodness, I hope y'all are having a great day. As always, I am blessed and happy to see you. Oh man. So, we're still dealing with no tripod at the moment. We're going to figure that out and get that fixed sooner or later. I got the selfie stick going, so I mean, hey, at least that part's working. And, man, Universes Beyond. It's been like a hot subject lately because like several videos I've seen being posted about it about how magic's no longer magic. I've seen um, it's been a discourse over TikTok about it, and I just want to get to like I want to give y'all my thoughts on it. Like so as far as like the universe beyond as it is, like personally, like I'm a fan of it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Don't get me wrong. I love the magic story. I love its fairy. I love a lot of the characters. I love the whole je ne sais quoi of it. But I've also like as a kid when I started playing this game, like I've always wondered what it would be like to have certain other IPs into Magic. Like I know, buddy of mine, me and him, like we sat there and we discussed it for a long time. He made the set for the most part. It was a StarCraft set, and we actually like drafted it like a cube, and it was fun. It was amazing. It was different, you know. So like stuff like this, like it's been like a thing that I personally have thought about for the longest. Like, hey, what would this be like in in Magic? Final Fantasy is a real big example of it, and we're about to get that, and I cannot wait. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. So like as far as like Universes Beyond, I love it. I've been a fan of it. I will still continue to be a fan of it, even in IPs that I don't really know nothing about. Like I know little to nothing about Fallout. I only played Fallout 4, and I tried playing Fallout 3, and I just couldn't get into it. That was just me. It doesn't make it a bad game. It's just not a game for me. There's a difference. Same thing with Doctor Who. Doctor Who, I know little to nothing about. Warhammer, little to nothing about. Assassin's Creed, little to nothing about. But I saw this as, yo, my homeboy's in the Fallout, so this is probably a dream come true for him. I know several people that are into Doctor Who. Maybe this might get them into the game. You know, Warhammer and Magic kind of almost go hand in hand. So that was like a little, as one who's worked at a card shop, it's almost like two of like the top things to carry. You carry one good card game and maybe a good tabletop game, and of course D&D and Pathfinder and all that. And your big tabletop game was at the store that I worked at was Warhammer. So like the Warhammer people, half of them kind of halfway dabbled into Magic anyways, or wanted to, so it kind of got them to cross back over or cross over. So, you know, um, the secret layers I'm gonna leave kind of out of it for now because secret layers are like the perfect opportunity to do IPs. Um, so if they're universally, I mean, if they're like thematically unique, that's the big problem. It's like not getting a way to print thematically unique cards in other products. That was the big issue of the Walking Dead secret layer, and that's like still the big issue going forward. If you're gonna print thematically like unique secret layer cards, there should be universes within versions of them. Just that's you know that should be the big hey as far as the secret layers go. As far as the sets go, you know, honestly they should be print things that are reprintable. You know what I'm saying? I know everyone's sitting there worried about the One Ring not being able to be reprinted, and I'm just like, well, it's called the One Ring. They don't have trademarks on the One and Ring. I'm talking about like what you call it, the people who ever on Lord of the Rings. You know, you could just call it the One Ring, and it ain't even gotta look like the One Ring, but you can still call it that, and that could still keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like a smart move. Same thing with Orcish Bowmasters. Like, nobody's stressing about that. Like Orcish Bowmasters, orcs are already in the game. Bowmasters, Bowmaster. You know what I'm saying? That card could get reprinted. Um, now what's going to be hard is when like Kefka or Sephiroth or if one of like the Saurons or the Frodo's got like real hot and usable, like those are going to be really hard to reprint. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be like that's the issue that they're going to come into, in the future. So that's the way I feel about like as far as them being in the sets. I know like everyone has a different problem with like the universes with beyond. And a lot of people are like worried about it being in the standard, but it's just like, how many of y'all really play 60 card? Or standard at that. You know what I'm saying? Paper standard, like I get it, it's a thing in some places, but I'm not. I'm speaking for where I'm at, and like it's still relevant, but it's not as prominent as it used to be before COVID. You know, and hopefully this will get people into playing standard. I know I'm actually more excited to play standard now, um, due to this because of the fact that new people can jump in and be relevant and be in a playing format rather than playing commander if they don't want to play commander. You know, like that's the cool thing about this is like this will get some of these new people that are getting into the game because of these IPs a chance to get into like a competitive format. You know, and hopefully that'll get them into other sets. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the real hope from this is, get them into their IP set and then funnel them into the regular sets. A lot of people are still just like tripping about like, well, they're giving up on the regular sets. Like the regular sets, there is an issue there. That is the one issue I will concede to. It's like some of these stories since like War of the Spark, as soon as War of the Spark ended, and they really stopped going to planes like multiple sets. Like I don't disagree with that, but I also don't agree with it. It's kind of weird because like most of the time, especially like in the last few years, like when we went back to Ravnica and went back to Ravnica, well, you know, um, Return to Ravnica and Dragon's Maze and all that, that set of sets was weird. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good. I mean, anyone who says that is lying to you. Similar situation with what was it? I think it was one of the Zendikars, not the original one, because the original one like slap. The original Zendikar super slap. Um, but the second set is in the car. Like that whole thing was kind of like, I mean, like yeah, they had some banger cards, and of course Eldrazi, but it was just like, you know. And I mean, some of these sets like do that, and that's the thing, you know. It's part of like a real big chunk of it is the story. The story is where like Magic breathes and like really like breathes better, and it needs to be like the story needs to be better. Don't get me wrong. I will say that like the whole Phyrexian, March of the Machines and all that, like that ended out pretty well, you know. But like y'all need to do more with the story. If y'all not going to do more with the story, then like what's the point? Why? As much as people are mad about like oh, they're doing, magic is not no longer magic or whatever. Magic still is magic. Like, let's get that thought out of our heads and let's get all this doom and gloom, because like half of y'all don't even care about half of these sets anyways. Like, let's be real. And once again, it's kind of all due to the story, So, like, I wish the story would get a lot better again. I wish they would make us like care a lot more about the story. You know, as far as the game goes, the game is still thriving. The game is still good. They do make some mistakes often. I do. That red ley line that's in Dustmorn that they already had the emergency ban, because like I mean right now like mono red is like the deck, or red white or some kind of red something. It's deck is hot. That deck is killing folks on arena. It's killing folks on like every other like thing. Like it's dumb and it's great, but it is what it is. So hopefully we'll figure it out. And but what are your thoughts on Universes Beyond? What are your thoughts on Universes Within? What are your thoughts on like all of this? Because it's a big discourse. I think we all need to just chill out. Um, really like start supporting a lot more of these regular Magic sets if you want them to get back to prominence. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know, like, out of all the sets next year, like the Final Fantasy set, I am absolutely going to get like a bunch of it, because like this is a dream come true. This is something I've dreamed about as a kid. Like childhood nostalgia is real. But especially after seeing Kefka, like, bro, like, mm, this art looks amazing. But either way it goes, I just hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all are good to each other. Remember, it is absolutely all about the gathering. Holla at your boy. Peace.